In the Netherlands, every journey begins with a landscape shaped by water, wind, and an enduring spirit of ingenuity. Canals thread through cities and fields, where bridges arch gracefully over reflective surfaces that capture the colors of the sky. Approaching Amsterdam from the air, travelers witness geometric patches of farmland intersecting with waterways that guide the eye toward dense urban clusters. The capital introduces itself with narrow houses, ornate gables, and bicycles gliding between pedestrians and trams as boats slide beneath stone bridges. Museums present collections that illuminate centuries of maritime power, artistic revolution, and colonial trade, while cafes provide places to observe life unfolding at the rhythm of cyclists and canal boats. Markets fill with flowers, produce, and handmade goods as music blends with the murmur of multilingual crowds. Beyond the capital, the Dutch countryside reveals a softer tempo. Villages rest beside fields of tulips, whose colors form sweeping gradients from red to yellow and purple. In the spring, entire regions transform into palettes visible from hilltops and observation towers, drawing photographers and travelers who seek seasonal spectacle. Windmills emerge against open skies, their sails turning slowly as reminders of an engineering tradition that once defended villages from flooding and powered early industries. Historic sites explain how communities drained marshes and built dikes that redefined coastlines and expanded farmland. The coastal provinces extend toward the North Sea, where dunes and beaches attract families and windsurfers alike. The sound of waves blends with the calls of seabirds as boardwalks fill with bicycles and scooters. Maritime museums and fishing ports recount stories of sailors who ventured far from home, connecting the Netherlands to global trade routes that once reshaped the world. The legacy of exploration continues in modern harbors, where ships load containers with precision supported by cranes and autonomous vehicles. Lighthouse viewpoints allow visitors to watch storms gather on the horizon as ships navigate through open waters. Life in Dutch cities reflects a balance between efficiency and leisure. Rotterdam showcases futuristic architecture, where angular structures and shining towers rise from revitalized docks. Sky bridges, museums, and markets give the city a cosmopolitan atmosphere that contrasts with its maritime foundation. Utrecht surrounds visitors with medieval towers, university squares, and canals lined with terraces that sit close to the water's surface. In The Hague, diplomats and government officials shape policy within neighborhoods filled with cultural institutions, embassies, and seaside boulevards. Each city possesses a distinctive personality shaped by history, innovation, and the needs of modern residents. Cycling remains a defining element of daily life. Lanes stretch across cities, countryside, and coastal regions, supported by traffic lights designed specifically for riders. Commuters glide through parks and bridges with quiet efficiency, demonstrating a system that prioritizes sustainability and health. Visitors often rent bicycles to explore landscapes at a leisurely pace, discovering farms, villages, and forests that might otherwise remain unseen. Dutch cuisine reflects both tradition and experimentation. Markets sell fresh cheeses, seafood, and produce sourced from local farms and greenhouses that operate year-round. Street vendors offer treats sweetened with syrup or dusted with sugar, alongside fried snacks served in paper cones for on-the-go enjoyment. Waterfront restaurants highlight fish and shellfish, while urban eateries experiment with global influences that mirror the country's history of trade and immigration. Cafes provide spaces for conversation, study, and cultural exchange, as baristas prepare beverages for guests reading newspapers or working quietly on laptops. Nature reserves preserve wetlands, forests, and sandbanks that shelter migratory birds and native wildlife. Trails lead hikers through shifting ecosystems where reeds sway in the breeze and waterways host kayakers exploring narrow channels. Observatories allow birdwatchers to view species that stop during transcontinental journeys. Seasonal transitions give the country a cinematic quality. Spring arrives with flowers and festivals. Summer brings open-air concerts and warm evenings beside canals. Autumn paints trees in hues of amber and copper, while winter blankets cities in frost as markets glow beneath strings of lights. Ice skaters take to frozen canals during cold winters, reviving traditions that have been celebrated for generations. People form the heart of the Netherlands. Communities blend hospitality with pragmatism, welcoming guests with straightforward conversation and a sense of humor. Residents take pride in social systems that emphasize education, accessibility, and environmental stewardship. Innovation thrives in laboratories, universities, and research hubs that contribute to sustainable energy, agriculture, and water management. Students and professionals gather in libraries and co-working spaces, creating networks that respond to the challenges of a changing world. Airports, trains, and seaports operate with discipline, enabling youth travel between domestic and international destinations. Travelers arrive from across the world to experience the contrast between compact cities and vast open landscapes. Hotels range from restored canal houses to modern glass towers, each offering a different perspective on the country's personality. Agriculture plays a surprising role within the national economy. Greenhouses stretch across wide plains, glowing at night with warm illumination that nurtures vegetables and flowers regardless of season. Advanced irrigation systems and research facilities develop high-yield crops that contribute to global supply chains. Farmers' markets allow shoppers to purchase fresh produce, cheeses, and artisan goods that reflect regional character. Across the northern provinces, windswept fields meet lakes and coastal wetlands. Sailboats traverse calm surfaces, while bird sanctuaries offer refuge to species that migrate between continents. Small towns feature harbors where fishing vessels unload catches destined for local restaurants. In Friesland, a culture of water sports thrives, with competitions drawing athletes who navigate courses using centuries-old maritime techniques. Islands offshore provide beaches, dunes, and cycling paths that attract travelers seeking quiet landscapes away from urban rhythm. Public festivals unite residents and visitors. Squares fill with music, dance, and culinary aromas during celebrations that commemorate national traditions and seasonal milestones. Parades move through city centers, and performers entertain crowds gathered around open plazas. Holiday lights adorn streets during winter, transforming markets into cozy scenes scented with spices and roasted treats. Families participate in cultural customs passed down through generations, reinforcing community ties. Education and research institutions influence global innovation. University districts host international students who collaborate across disciplines such as engineering, environmental science, and design. Laboratories experiment with renewable energy solutions, robotics, and biotechnology. These advancements support national goals focused on sustainability and ecological resilience, particularly as the country continues to manage water levels and adapt to climate challenges. Transportation networks define modern mobility. Trains run with punctual precision, connecting major cities and border crossings. Trams and buses offer seamless integration within urban grids, enabling movement without reliance on cars. Ferry services link islands and coastal destinations, allowing exploration across waterways that once hindered travel. Airports provide connections to continents, acting as gateways for tourism and commerce that strengthen economic partnerships. Technology continues to shape everyday life. Payment systems operate digitally in shops and transportation hubs. Residents monitor energy usage through smart devices, adjusting consumption in real time. Urban planning integrates sustainability with aesthetics, featuring green roofs, solar panels, and public parks that soften cityscapes. Water management facilities demonstrate engineering expertise that protects communities while conserving natural resources. Hospitality reflects cultural openness. Travelers are greeted with multilingual communication, efficient services, and thoughtful amenities. Tour guides explain local customs and historical narratives that enrich understanding of the places visited. Visitors explore districts known for fashion, design, and creative entrepreneurship, often discovering boutiques and studios situated within restored industrial spaces. The Netherlands remains a destination defined by innovation and elegance, where coastal horizons, artistic heritage, and harmonious urban planning combine to create an atmosphere that feels both contemporary and timeless. Travelers remember its gentle charm. Thanks very much for watching this video. See you in next video. Bye.